Welcome back to Diecast Resurrection. This is my airbrush. This is what I do all the paint jobs with. It's an Iwata Eclipse HP-CS. When I'm considering purchasing something, I'm starting to ask myself if this is going to be the last one of these I'm going to buy, and should I buy a good one or a cheap one? This is actually the third airbrush I ever bought. The first one was cheap, is like 20 bucks. The next one I bought was my Pache Talon. I don't know if you guys remember that one from back in the day on the channel. That one eventually got damaged, and what happened was it had a nozzle just like this, but rather than it having a little stainless tip, it was just brass the whole way up. This tip is very important because that's where your needle actually seats against. It's kind of the zero mark, so when your needle's all the way forward, it's seated right on there and it's not letting any paint out. So what happens over time is if you get in the habit of letting your trigger go, see how it kind of slams forward? That little tip started to split just from all the impacts of the needle. So it was really important to me that my next one had a steel tip on it right here. That's the difference between an airbrush that is going to be a workhorse and is going to last a long time, or one that could potentially need a nozzle replacement if you're doing a lot of work. So right away I thought this here Iwata was a better product just based on their consideration of that tip. Every single part on this airbrush is replaceable. And I just happened to be looking around on Amazon at stuff, and I saw a new handle that was compatible with this series of airbrush. So check this out. This is the stock handle. Okay. This is called a preset handle. So having the preset handle is going to just allow me to kind of set how wide my spray pattern is going to be. Today I wanted to use these pieces of vinyl, and I wanted to preset the airbrush down to doing fine stuff, and I wanted to try to do a little bit of like shading and stuff around our flames to see how small of a line this will actually do comfortably. Does that make sense? You guys might not notice, but we got some new Createx stuff here. You see these larger bottles, these wicked colors. This is the new opaque line. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just start with this as our basic body color. What do we got here? Daylight Blue. That's a new color we've never tried before. And then we'll do a flame pattern, maybe where we start out with a white and we'll go through a couple colors of the spectrum, and yeah, we'll get to try out our new preset handle on the airbrush. So allow me to head to the spray booth and we'll do our basic body color here. Daylight Blue. We'll see what we can do with this thing. Wowee. That airbrush sprayed like it was brand new. I didn't realize how congested she was. Cool, so that's Daylight Blue. Looking good. I used a little bit of white sealer as our kind of primer coat. This is going to be a little bit trickier than what we do in the past, I think. How am I going to do this? Normally the part that's missing here is what we stick on the car, but I'm going to try to do it backwards today, and we're going to try to do some painting. Let's see, what's going to look good? That'll be all right. So I try to just kind of cut breaks in the flames and then try to reconnect them later in a way that doesn't look super out of place, if that makes sense. So that's why I got this nice kind of consistent pattern where I can just take and choose which pieces I want and try to reconnect them later. So I'm thinking we'll probably do something like this and then we'll move some over. Something like that. That's not good. It's not a good sign. This vinyl pulled off a little piece of our blue. So hopefully that is not a sign of what's to come. This is that Scotch Calb vinyl I've been using, which I like very much. But that's kind of how we got into putting clear coats over everything we work on, is every time we're dealing with the vinyl, it's just to kind of protect our paint from any kind of peels. I think I'm pretty happy with the way these flames are kind of shaping up though. Okay, that looks alright. Doing a little bit of masking here, trying to psych myself up for what's about to happen in the spray booth. I'm hoping I'm accurate enough where we could get some cool colors on these flames, but I haven't done this kind of stuff in a long time, so no guarantees at the moment. Alright, babushka, you are ready for winter. Perfect. Now we will get the beets from the pantry. Alright, I think we're ready to go head to the spray booth. I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but I'm going to bring my stand and everything. I'm going to sit on a stool and we'll just see if we can't do a cool white to orange to whatever we're going to do gradient, and we'll see how it works out. Okay. And we'll head to the spray booth and we'll give this a try. Well, for starters, that was way trickier than I thought that was going to be. And it's just because I haven't done it in a long time. I was using way too much air pressure. And there's probably a 50-50 chance that the vinyl is going to pull some of the paint off. We'll see. If she comes off clean, I'll be super stoked. We'll just have to go real easy on it. Dude, check that out. That turned out pretty good. You can see my first spray there got a little out of control. But overall, that turned out pretty good. And that's all thanks to that handle that I put on my airbrush. There's no way I could have had that control to just try to fluff some of that orange in there without completely jizzing all over the hood of this thing. So that's looking real promising. I didn't really plan on doing wheels for this car. I more or less wanted to test out the airbrush to see if I could do flames like that. So I'll probably just give this thing a clear coat and snap her back together. She isn't perfect. I wish my flame patterns aren't quite matchy-matchy from side to side. This side it looks a little bit better, so my fault. My fault, Captain. So maybe we'll just finish up the details on this and we'll get her clear coated. And we'll just chalk her up as an experimental car, and well, she's looking pretty good. Beautiful, man. This transition could have been a little bit better too right here. Oh shit, I just totally painted. We'll just wipe that off. Never mind that. Alright, that's as far as I'm going to take this one. This is kind of our flame experiment wagon. I think she turned out pretty sweet. I'm going to head to the booth and we're going to give this a proper clear coat. And then we'll throw her back together and have a look at these flames again. So what do you guys think of my Nova here? I say we got some good practice in today using the new preset handle on my airbrush. Also, I don't have a regulator in my spray booth. I have it outside, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to try to run outside and in and out. And it didn't work too bad at 27 PSI, which is what I regularly paint cars at, except I was having some tip dry issues, so I gotta back that down a little bit so I don't have so much air whistling through that tip. Also, I accidentally touched the corner of our car here with a little bit of Mollentow on a paintbrush, so that looks kind of bunged up too, but I'll be back in a day or so with something new, so keep your stick on the ice, and I'll see you soon. See you later.